Hi guys, it's Aegis here, and today I'm finally here with the Narukami Deck profile. So let's get into it before the next set come out, which will likely be next week. So starting Vanguard, we use Sparky Dragoon because I got a shiny one, and then for Great Freeze, first I'm running 4 of the Gauntlet Buster. So it's the new card from the set, which first skill is very strong, which is during a turn, for each front row regard that is empty, regard circle that is empty, this unit will get 5k and 1 crit. So he is a very great counter to like his XL friends. So as long as your opponent is also playing XL, then for each extra circle that they create, Gauntlet Buster will just get 5k more and 1 crit more, so which is kind of crazy. And then the second skill is by counter blasting 1 and discard a card. So first you bind all of your opponent's front row regards, and then you can let your opponent to move their back row regards to front row. So the second skill is not just emptying the front row, so you can use the first skill more effectively, but you can also pick the back row units that you feel annoying and tell them, okay, come up, so that I can attack them or use another skill to bind them as well. So very strong. For most cases that I play, because when I play Narukami, my opponent know what I'm doing, so they do call some units, but they also keep themselves in a very good hand so they can guard themselves. For example, with OTT, they got that protect marker. They also prepare the PG so that they can always defend Gauntlet Buster attack, which is also you will see in the like how I build the deck is also working around on it, so I don't actually rely on Gauntlet Buster, the 5k and crit to win, because for most cases I know this attack will be blocked, so I plan my deck based on this, and if lucky they don't have the PG and they don't have enough guard, then of course it's even better, but if not, then I'm always ready to win by other ways. And then I'm running 4 of the Tonics Trio, so now I don't need Stinger, because compared to these two, Stinger is a little bit late, even though the 10k is tempting and you get a free unit, but withstanding or gain critical attack is more faster, is way faster, and kind of I can keep my counter blast for just using these, which is the reason why I take out the Stinger, and I think most people are doing that as well. And then I'm also running a Great Convoyer Dragon, mainly because as long as I clean the front row, he will be very strong. Basically a 10k boost during my turn, and I don't care about the power gain on my opponent's turn, because usually they see this unit, they will put something out so that he don't gain power. And because I'm playing XL2 most of the time, so I need regards that can boost themselves with a higher number, because I don't get the 10k, instead I get a 5k and draw, so I need to at least get 5k to boost him to 22, and best for 2 empty circle he will be 22 by his own and 27 on a XL2 circle, which is great. And I'm also running this guy, it's called the Bread Arrow Dragon. So very interesting card. I don't see many people play it, but I put it in mainly because I know, for example, some of my friends are using Nubatama. Yeah, Nubatama. So this is one card to kind of counter the old VR of Nubatama. So his skill is first, during a turn, if this card is on a extra Riga circle, we'll get 5k. So again, like Converger, I need something to gain power by themselves so that the 5k won't be not enough. That's how I put it. And then the second skill is, during the battle of these cards attacking, your opponent's auto skill will not be activated. So for example, for the Nubatama VR, they get the auto skill to perform a PG. So with this, if they don't have a PG in hand, they can't use that skill. So, and then if you got like a crit trigger, you got a front trigger, and or other stuff that I will show you in a bit, then this guy will be the key to win sometimes. So as you can see, I'm not just relying on the power gain here or the restand and 5k here. I'm also relying on other units, trying to push the power on extra circle so that they can push more to win. So entering grade 2s. So first I'm running 4 of the Cho-O, so he is the new triple rare and is very strong. So first skill, when this card appears on Vanguard Riga circle, counter blasting 1, and then choose a line. So first the front row will be binded, and then the back row will move up basically. And then the second skill is when this card attack the Vanguard and the battle ends, if your opponent has no front row regard so let me fix that. So it's when your Vanguard attack finished, not this card. So when your Vanguard attack finished, if your opponent has no front row regard, then by counter blasting 1, then you can stand this unit. So basically you clean your opponent's board, and then or even use this card to attack something first, and then when your opponent's field is empty or they have 1, so that you can use your Tectonic Trail, or you already clean the board already, then you can attack this and then use Vanguard to attack, get the trigger, and then stand this unit. And also the second skill doesn't require your Vanguard to be grade 3, so you can also use this card for early push if you need. If not, then just don't use it. And then I'm running 4 of the test sites, basically Soul Blast to bind something so that you don't use the counter blast and then get the power, and as long as you put him on a extra circle, then he will get the 5k for sure, and then you will get 5k or 10k depending on XL1 or 2 use. For me it will be XL2, so usually 19k, and I think that's good enough because saves my counter blast, so I can use it for Cho, I can use it for Tectonic Trail, I can use it for Gauntlet Buster. And I'm running 4 of the Suitan. So the first skill is, during a turn, if your opponent regard is being bind, then during the turn, this unit and your Vanguard or Regard Gauntlet Buster will get 5k. So everyone get 5k as long as it's the card itself and the Gauntlet Buster, which also helps you when you call your Gauntlet Buster as a Regard, also get a 5k. For Vanguard, you can also get the 5k, so you can make a very strong high power attack with crit with Gauntlet Buster. And this also fits my idea to not just relying on Gauntlet Buster, because he also get the power. If you build your field correctly and make sure you bind them at the right timing, then your Gauntlet Buster will attract all the guarding power from your opponents, and then all these guys will just do the work with another high power attack to push your opponent to give more shields, or they will just have to take it. So entering Great Ones, first I'm running this new guy. I think he is called the Bolt Capture Dragon. So it's my first trial. I didn't actually put this card in, but I found it very interesting, so I put it instead. When this card appears on a Rigard circle, then your opponent choose one of their back row Rigard and then move it to a empty front row Rigard circle. So again, you also will see opponents put something at the back that you don't want them to keep them alive. For example, Namain is a very, very strong card for Shadow Paladin, and she basically calls units to draw, calls units to fill up the field so that the units can eat them. Yeah, so a lot of things. And for royals, you see those blasters. They just keep different types of blasters, so you can pull them out and then kill them. So, and what good about this card is there's no cost. You just need to call it. So, very, very effective. And then I'm running 4 of the Rising Phoenix, and I don't need to explain more. Now, like in standard, this is a must, because as long as you put it into the drop zone somehow and then you bind a unit, then you can just call it and get 3k for the turn. Nothing more to expect. You just keep calling them, call over them, and calling them back again. They're just so helpful. And then I'm running 2 of the Demolished Dragon. Actually, I don't quite need this, but I'm trying to save my cost. And I've been trying to use the new Great Ones, but which is Caster. Well, it drop a hand and then pop something, but I find it hard to save my guarding power by doing that. So this, I can get 3k power as a Rigard, and if I ride him first and attack and hit, I can draw a card. So compared to Castro, I think it's a better option. And then I'm also using one of the Dragon Dancer. She is great because as long as my opponent front row Rigards is 1 or less, put her in the soul, and then I can select 3 Rigards and get 5k power. So again, my deck is also rely on Rigard getting high power so I can push through, and depth size will need like soul, so that's one way to fill the soul and also gain the power, so I can actually get both requirements that I need to finish my opponents. And then I'm running 2 of this guy, what his name is, Gaiban, I think is what it's called. Desert Gunner Kaiban. So his skill is, when your Vanguard attack and battle ends, then choose one of your unit. During the turn, this card will get 3k power, and then when the selected unit attacks during the battle, your opponent cannot call Sentinel. So with this guy, it's basically just anti Narukami VR completely. So I use my Vanguard attacks, get whatever power I need. If don't, then doesn't matter. Then this guy, give him 3k power. Then your opponent cannot call Sentinel. Then they think they can use the VR to negate the attack. Then this card blocks it. So basically, these two is the best combo. And if your opponent is not using the Narukami VR, and your Great Coin Voyager, your Gauntlet Buster with Suitan getting the power, and then with this guy, you block them to use Sentinel, they need to give you a lot of stuff. And requirement is easy, as long as you can finish attacking, then you can get that done. So I don't quite see a reason why I'm not using it, so it's here, but I don't need much because even though like if I put 2, I think I can give 2 stuff this skill, but usually I don't mind them to use PG because unless they are using it Protect Cleanse and using Protect 1, they won't have a lot of PGs. So I just need to use it like 1 or 2 times so that they can drop all the stuff from hand or drop all the PGs. Then I'm good. Yeah, because they need to use PG on my Vanguard attacks, and then other regard that is not selected by this guy, and then they need to use a lot of hands to protect through the attack that is selected by this guy. So yeah. And then for triggers, I'm running 2 crits because Gauntlet Buster will get a crit already, and my main ride usually will be Gauntlet Buster unless I have a better situation for Tectonic Drill. If not, Gauntlet Buster will always gain a crit, so I don't need extra crits. Front trigger, I am running 6 because as I said, the idea is not relying on my Vanguard to finish my opponent but my regards, unless they are that unlucky that they cannot PG them every time. Then front trigger is a better option because this guy needs power, Cho needs power, Death Size needs power, Convoyage needs power, so front trigger will just give them all. And if our opponent is trying to not PG my Gauntlet Buster attack and say like 2 pass, then maybe they first see a crit trigger and say, this, you put it on a Vanguard, and even if I hit, if I just not dead on the turn, and then I get, for example, 2 or 3 triggers, then I can block attacks and then say, no, I got a front trigger, so all my units gets 10k, and now we can see if you have that much guarding power to defend yourself. And even the best case that help me win most of my time is when I have 2 front triggers. Then my opponent is just sitting there and say, okay, you win, because they use the PG on Vanguard attack, and then now they cannot protect anything, basically. So that happens. So with this deck stream, I think it's better to use front triggers, but sometimes a crit appearing is also tempting, so I put 2 in, just in case I don't need to fully rely on front triggers, and also give my opponent some kind of confusion, distraction to think how what ratio, because if they just see front triggers, then they will take the hit. If I'm not riding Gauntlet Buster, or when they're like at 2 or 3 damage and I'm only hitting them for 2 or 3 damage, that only will put them to 5, and if they know I don't have any crit trigger, they will just take it, so that they can save their guarding power. So by using 2 crits, they don't know my ratio, well, unless you see my deck and playing with me, else you won't be able to know that. And then running 4 draws, PGs, and then 4 heals. So The trigger lineup is the same as my previous version when I'm using Stinger and Drill, but I think it fits the theme, so I keep it this way. So that's the list, and I think I explained enough by talking about the effects and how I trying to make the theme for this deck. Basically, hit with what you have, withstand or gain crits, then line up your regards, give them power, give them guard restriction, give them more power by front triggers, and trying to push through. Then I think this deck is not that hard to pilot. You just need to find something that you hate on the field and trying to get rid of them. And try not to use Gauntlet Buster skill, the Q off front row skill a lot, because you don't need that. What you need is, as long as you keep one of your opponent's front row regard circle empty, you get a crit, you get a 5k, you attack them, they usually will guard it. So don't try to like using it every single turn, because you also need to discard a card for it. But the 5k and crit is free, so trying to use something else to help you do that. For example, you have Death Size and you have Sweet Tongue on the field. Now also I forgot, for Sweet Tongue, after your Vanguard attack battle ends, if your opponent has no front row regard, he will fill your soul and draw one. But depending if you want to use it, because most of the time I don't, I just want to keep him on the field. So I kind of forgot about this skill, but it's come in handy sometimes, because Death Size needs soul. So for example, if you got a Gauntlet Buster, then what you need to do is just call it Dragonic Death Size, Soul Blast 2, pop 1, get the 3k, get the 5k, and then your Gauntlet Buster will get the 5k and crit. I think that's enough for the turn, unless your opponent got a lot of front row regards and you really hate them, then Counter Blast on, discard a card and pop them all. And also the pulling units from back to front is optional, but I think you need to choose all or choose none, so depends on the situation, and get your best pick. So let me know your comments. I think that's it for this deck profile. If you have questions, leave them on the comments below, then I will see what I can do to answer them. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.